Hi everybody, welcome to our video CancerFITT educational series. Today we are going to be talking about the education topic of cancer-related fatigue. So I want you to get your CancerFITT education booklet that you received when you enrolled in the program, the virtual program. And today we're going to be talking about the first topic, which should be that very second page, cancer-related fatigue. For a lot of you guys, we talked about this when you did your orientation, or we talked about this when you met with me one-on-one. If you didn't, this is what we're going to be talking about today, and just how to manage fatigue. A big part of this CancerFITT program is using exercise to help you manage that cancer-related fatigue. Now remember, if you're referring to your handbook, that fatigue is not saying that you took a nap and you woke up and you feel good, or that maybe you're tired and you just need to lay down for a little bit and you'll feel better. That cancer-related fatigue is that overwhelming feeling of tiredness that isn't relieved with sleep. You can sleep as much as you want, you can take a break, you can take several naps, and you still feel like you have that debilitating tiredness. So that's what we're talking about. So we'll kind of talk about, again, what it is, what causes it, and some things that you can do to help with it. So if you want, you can follow along. I'll be reading and kind of talking about a little bit of it, or you can just listen to the video. So what it is again, debilitating fatigue. If you look at your little scale here, the little bean, it goes from 10 to 1. 10 means, you're not tired at all. You can do whatever you want. You can run around. You're not tired in the slightest. 5, 6, that's more moderate fatigue. I'm a little tired, but I can keep going, but I am tired. I start to feel that tiredness. And then if you get to the 1, the worst, I can't get out of a chair right now. I'm slumped over. I couldn't even lift a remote if I had to. That's how tired I am. And a lot of times, of course, I know that you've been to that 1, maybe after treatment, after radiation, after chemo, maybe not after any of them. Maybe sometimes it doesn't have a rhyme or reason. But if you feel like you're that 1 on that scale, I always say, take your time to recover and rest. If you're 1, exercise is probably not going to help because you're already so tired. So main thing is listen to your body. If you're 1, then take that time to recover. If you're maybe a 4 or 5, then you can exercise. So going down from that that little bean or that little red fatigue scale, what causes it? So we know that cancer itself can cause it. So sometimes like, well, I haven't had chemo, I haven't had radiation. Basically, cancer itself, those cancer cells can cause it. Surgery, the treatments such as chemo, immunotherapy, radiation can cause that fatigue, that debilitating tiredness. So again, any cancer survivor can experience that fatigue. What else can cause it? Not pacing yourself. So remember, a lot of times we do not pace ourselves. So we try to do everything. I always talk about fatigue as a roller coaster ride, right? So you have days where you feel so low, you can't do anything at all. So you just stay in bed and you rest. And then you get that, maybe after 2-3 days, you feel better. So you're back up here. And so what do you try to do that days you feel better? You try to do everything. You try to cook, clean, go to the grocery store, everything that you miss from those days not doing anything. And so you do too much and you fall back down. And then you have 3 days, 2 days where you don't feel good. And then you get that day again where you feel better and you do everything and then you're back down. So the key is to kind of get off that roller coaster ride and level out that fatigue. So you have to prioritize. So if you have, a couple days where you feel down and you have energy, maybe that 3rd day, that 4th day, do not try to do everything. Pick things that are the most important, maybe 2 things, do those, and that's it. That's it. Don't do anything else, just those 2 things. And you'll feel a difference. Maybe, maybe you don't sink all the way down here. Maybe you just sink down here, and then you have a day, and then you're back up. And then do 2 things, sink down here, have a day. So you're flattening out that roller coaster ride. So it's not that up and down. So always remember, try to pace yourself. Do not do too much. Of course, the pain can cause fatigue. Of course, if you're in any type of pain, that wears you down, that makes you tired. Untreated symptoms, our side effects from the medications can make you tired. other medical conditions. So not only may you be dealing with fatigue, you may have heart issues, you may have thyroid issues. All those things can cause fatigue as well. The mental side of cancer can cause the fatigue. So the stress, the anxiety, the depression, that can make you tired. And sometimes just lack of balance in your life. So not getting enough sleep, not eating enough healthy foods, not exercising, not having enough support. All those things can contribute to having that fatigue. So if you see those things, again, it does not have to be just one treatment related. It could be, good, I'm not getting enough support from my family, so I have to do everything and I'm tired. I'm not exercising to help me gain that energy. I'm not eating the proper foods, so I'm not getting that nourishment that I need to give me energy. And then I can't sleep at night, and that's why I'm so tired. So all those things can lead to that fatigue and that overwhelming tiredness. So what does it feel like? You're weak all over your body. Your body's tired. Remember that number one guy? That's how you feel. You can't concentrate. We also call this chemo brain, right? We can't concentrate. We can't remember things. That is a part of fatigue. That's that mental aspect of your fatigue. You're tired even after sleep or rest. Remember, you take a nap, you wake up, you're still tired. Also, lack of motivation. You just don't want to be physically active. And then, of course, because you don't have the energy, you can be irritable, nervous, anxious, impatient. All those things can be a sign of fatigue. So if you want to go ahead and turn the page to the back of the page if you're following along. What can you do? So here we're coming up with solutions. What can you do? Keep a journal. Keep an energy journal. Do not set yourself up for failure. So figure out the days of the week, the times of the day where you have the most energy, and plan your day accordingly. So if you notice that on Monday mornings you feel the worst, don't plan anything on Monday mornings because you're gonna feel the worst. If you notice on Wednesday afternoons you feel really good, plan those things to do on Wednesday afternoon. So if you don't really realize if you have a set routine of where you have the most energy, go ahead and start writing it down, keeping a journal, saying, okay, I'm gonna chart, the times I feel the worst and the times I feel the best, and see if you have a trend, and try to plan, appointments, things that you have to do, chores around that. You're gonna feel better, because if you know you feel the worst and you plan to do something when you feel the worst, you're just gonna sink back down. So keep a journal, write notes, notice trends, prioritize activities. So we talked about that before. What is the most important thing to do right now? I have to go to the grocery store because I need food. That's number one. What can wait? I can wash the laundry another day. I can, organize the closet another day. So make a list of the things you wanna do or you need to do, put them in order, the most important to the least important, and start from there. I'm just gonna do one thing today, get groceries, that's it. The things at the bottom of the list, I'm gonna wait till another day that I feel better. Ask for help. So if you prioritize your list and the two things at the top you have to do, so you do, maybe those other two things you can delegate or you can get help. I always say when you're going through a tragedy or if you're going through something, a lot of times there's tons of people that come in and say, hey, is it anything I can do to help? Let me know if you need something. Call those people out. I mean, you have family, friends, church family, maybe even work family that say, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. Well, this is the time. Let them know. Say, you know what? I really need you to go to the grocery store for me, or can you pick this up when you're at the grocery store? I mean, people want to help. Sometimes they just don't know how. So they're waiting on you, or they're asking if you need anything you need. And a lot of times people appreciate you being so direct. And I know that's hard. I know sometimes we want to do everything. We do not like asking for help. I don't like asking for help, but sometimes you have to say, look, this is bigger than me. I want to feel better. I want to get better. I'm going to have to delegate and ask for help. So that's a way that you can kind of deal with that fatigue. Take breaks and rest as needed. Don't try to, divide a big task into a small task. You got 5 loads of laundry to do. Don't try to do 5 loads of laundry at once if you're tired. Just wash a load. Take a break, come back, dry the load. I mean, so break a big task into a smaller task will help, and take breaks in between as you need to. If you have a lot of dishes to wash, just wash a few, go sit down, take a break, then come back and wash the rest of them. exercise is tolerated. So that's why we're here. We're here to exercise, right? So as you feel comfortable, you don't have to start with 30 minutes exercise. You can start with 5 minutes. I always say maybe just walking to the mailbox is all you can do. Then just do that. Walk to the kitchen and walk back several times a day. I think somebody said to me in one of the orientations, they just try to walk to the kitchen every hour, or something that break it down in small groups, because you can build that up over time. And in the next video, we're gonna do an exercise routine. Do as much as you can, take a break as you need to, but exercising will get that blood going, will get you moving. It's gonna build your baseline strength and you'll start to feel better. Organize your environment, so you want to work smarter, not harder. So, don't put things in places that you're going to have to reach for them. Like, try to keep everything you use on the countertop if you can stand it, instead of reaching for things. So you want to make sure that you organize your environment where it's easy, everything is easy within reach to use, and you don't have to dig for things, you don't have to walk far for things, so that way you're not as tired. You try to eat a healthy, balanced diet. One of our other educational talks will be about just general guidelines for nutrition for cancer survivors. So, try to eat a balanced diet as much as you can, eating 3 meals a day, unless a doctor tells you some different diet that you want to be on, but you need calories for energy. If you don't eat, you're not gonna have energy. So that's a main thing. We wanna make sure that you're eating properly. And then try to reduce stress as much as possible. Take breaks, relaxation, meditation, prayer, counseling if you need it. Those things can help with those things that cause fatigue, such as the mental we talked about, the stress, the anxiety, the depression. So if you need help with those things, we'll have another education topic that'll talk about specifically about stress relief and relaxation and just some kind of coping mechanism. So if none of that helps, if you've tried everything and you still really are just tired, can't move, then I would talk to your healthcare professional, talk to your doctor, talk to your counselor. If there's anything that you can do, is there anything that they can recommend that you do, any medicines they can prescribe, anything. So if it's getting to the point where you're doing all that you can and it's still not better, I would definitely talk to your oncologist or your primary care or somebody involved in your care. Feel free to, when I call this week, ask if you have any questions on any of this, please let me know. But those are just some easy, quick tips to help us kind of get through that fatigue. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. It may take a while. You may never get to the energy level you used to be at, and that's okay. We have to realize this is who we are now, and we have to just choose to move forward. So I hope you learned a little bit out of this. Again, if you have any questions, you can always give me a call here at the Fitness Center, 336-878-6221. But I will be reaching out to everyone individually in this upcoming week. So if you have a chance to watch this and have any questions, we'll make sure you jot them down and have them for me. All right, so our next video that we will have attached to this email will be an exercise program, and I hope you do that as well. And we'll do next week our next education topic in this book. So always, if you want to follow along, write notes, always have this book handy. All right, let me know if you need anything. Thank you.